All right, so hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today to talk on a topic that is very close to my heart and I think is very relevant for so many people today. And thank you so much, Shlomo, on joining us today on a weekend and spending your time and sharing something so important, how to turn your passion into an income stream. So I would say let's start with a quick introduction of yourself, Shlomo, and then just take us away and let's learn all something new.
No problem, Limo. Thank you so much for inviting me again. Thank you very much. Weekend is okay. Oh, that's Joyce still saying, sorry. I'll be reading your chats also while we talk. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. So thank you, Limo, for inviting. Yes, I'm going to talk about how to turn your passion into an income stream. And what I'm trying to bring here today is bringing more happiness to your life. That's going to be the bottom line of all this talk. And you'll see how I'm approaching it. I'll give you a quick introduction. Let me share my screen. And if you just joined, will be great if you can. Oh, I see that we don't have the, I can't share, let me see. I can't share my screen for some reason. I can only share my whole screen. Okay, let's just do it this way. Yeah, let's do it this way then.
Strange, because you are supposed to be able to share your
Let
screen.
me see this. Let me see this now. Now you see my whole screen, right? So let's do slideshow.
I see your slides.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, usually I have my notes also on the screen, and with this I cannot, so it will still be okay. Don't worry about it. So I started to say, I'm going to talk about how to turn your passion into an income stream. And I'll give you a quick introduction. My name is Shlomo Freund. I am married. I'm an entrepreneur for many years now. I'm a financial coach for the past 5 or 6 years now. I do this through personal training and workshops. And you can see some of my professional achievements here, building company in China, speaking to thousands of people, have a podcast, being a guest at podcast. I even hold a world record with the book that you see there, the Growth Hacking book #2. If you want that, that's on Amazon. And I have about a few dozens of hard copies. So get in touch with me afterwards if you're interested. Anyway, all these things are very important, but I must tell you, these are not the most important things in life. Some of these things I really intended for them to happen. Some of these I really did not intend for them to happen. So life brings us in different paths throughout our life. And we really cannot know what's going to succeed and what's not going to succeed professionally. And I imagine this is the reason that many of you are here. However, I want to show you what are the really important things in life. And this is my important thing for me, for myself. So I'm planning a very long bike trip with my family from Alaska to South America. I need about 2 years of my life for this, maybe 2.5, depends on the age of the kids. We are a location independent family. So we travel and work from different locations. The last long workation, this is what we call those, was in Portugal and Spain. And I really feel that we can get along by myself and also as a family, really anywhere around the world. So I'm very thankful for that. I also visited many countries, and my last thing is that I want to talk on TED. So if any of you know how to get that, please let me know. Why I'm telling you all this, because this is the list of my dreams, my personal things. And I want you to think of these as the most important things in life for you. Professional things are very important, but they are a tool to reach our personal dreams. And this is the mindset that you should have throughout this talk. Let's get going. One more thing, a disclaimer I gotta say is that I'm a financial coach, but don't confuse that with a financial advisor. The things that I share here are for information. I share for my knowledge, but you need to you are the one taking responsibility over your life and your decisions. Hence, consult with people, but eventually the choice is yours. I'm going to talk about things related to career, job, money here. Okay, these are important topics. So before we continue, so tell me in the chat why you are here. So you heard about turning a passion into an income stream, but why would you want that? What's the thing? So maybe you can share that in the chat. And while you are in the chat, while you are writing, I'm going to look at who else joined to our call, to our here. Oh, we got more people. Thank you, Natalie, for joining. Thank you, Holda, Tanya, George. Turn on your cameras if you can. As I said before, I need to see if I don't completely bore you and you're yawning. So I need to be more entertaining. Please do. And meanwhile, tell me why you're here. What's the reason? Let's see, who else is here? We got somebody, you got Yossi. Thank you, Natalie, for turning on the camera. Lovely to see you. Where are you from?
Reading, Mass.
Cool. Well, by the way, I didn't say I'm also in Israel right now, as well as Limor. So why are you guys here? What's the reason? You joined here for spending an hour with us. What's the reason? Tanya is saying, want more flexibility in my life. Excellent, excellent answer. That's totally what we're going to talk about. Right on. Okay, so while you're typing more answers, oh, Natalie is saying, I would like to live my life with intention. Thank you. That's wonderful. Great, great. Really great hearing this. Okay, so we got flexibility and we got intention, and Holda is saying contribute something meaningful. Okay, and Joyce is saying want to be control of my time. Wonderful. That's really, really important. Okay, am I taking all these? These are really aiming me for the next slides on my talk. So here's something that Confucius said about 2,500 years ago. Choose a job you like and you'll never have to work a day in your life. By the way, he didn't write that. His student wrote that. When researching for this talk, I saw lots of beautiful things that man said, but he did not write. It was his students. So that was 2,500 years ago. Okay. Now let's look at the kind of jobs that people had when Confucius, 2,500 years ago. Look at those fun, amazing jobs. You see masons, you see people that are fixing things, you see farmers. Isn't that fun? It's one of those things that we all love to do and can't wait. That's what was in Confucius times, right? Oh, Limo says we also have people on LinkedIn Live. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, I tried to talk, but you didn't hear me. Do you hear me now?
No, I hear you. Yeah. So please, chime in whenever. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So Shawana said that she is looking to make meaningful impact. Precious, thank you, Precious. She said that she loved Proud to Fly and enjoy the program. Thank you so much. Lisa said she's looking to help moms who had a gap in employment to get them back to work with a focus on negotiating beyond their salary. She went from stay-at-home to supply chain manager after being out of work for 12 years. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Okay, so you'll just chime in whenever we have comments there?
Yes,
because I can see those.
Yes. Yeah,
Wonderful.
I'll monitor the comments on LinkedIn.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm a bit cynical about the wonderful jobs that people did on Confucius' time, 2,500 years ago. The thing is that at his times, people like him, so, you know, people who are poets, writing books or any of that, were the aristocracy. It wasn't really the regular people like you see here in the pictures. So when we are talking about what he's saying, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. What happens when you are doing work that you love? What are the feelings that you have? Can you share that with me in the chat? What are these things? Let me see who else joined. Let's see. Joyce is saying satisfaction. Tanya is saying time passes quickly. Flow, timelessness. Wonderful, Hulda. Thank you. You're content. You really, all of you really couldn't have said that better. Really, all those things are when you love your job and you do something that is the exact match for you, you have all these wonderful feelings.
Lisa is saying freedom of choice. Lisa from LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. Freedom of choice. So as you see, what happens when you like to work? So these are the things I came up with. So you don't feel that time passes. Somebody said that here. That was Hulda. And satisfaction, Joyce said that. Really one-to-one, thank you. And I'm also saying here high salary or earnings. Some people maybe work for high salary or earning, and then they would see that as something that they like because they say the money is what I like, but not the job. So they kind of connect it to something that they like. So I'm putting this at a question mark because it's not always the case. Still, it can happen. Okay. Now, fortunately, okay, let's go with this. Fortunately, these days, you don't need to be aristocracy to really find and love and find the job that you want for yourself, to be, to be in the flow, to feel content, to feel satisfaction. Okay. The problem is that I hear a lot is that the jobs that you like, they have no money. You cannot live on it. Okay. Before I'm going to the next slides, I want you to share with me, and we're going to do a mini session of kind of coaching on this. First, tell me, what are the things that you really like to do and you wish you were working in that? Okay. If you're a programmer and you like programming, fine, write programming. But if you like knitting and you really like knitting, then say knitting, that's fine. Anything. Passions, things that you like.
So we have some from LinkedIn. We have Edward.
Yes, Edward.
I want to help people by being a breathwork meditation instructor. It's helped me, so I'd like to do the same for others.
Amazing. Okay, meditation instructor. Photography and coaching, Tanya is saying. Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead. I missed that. Say again. Limo?
Do you hear me?
Now I hear you. Not sure what's going on.
Traveling and cooking.
Traveling and cooking. Okay, great. We have a few more here. We have acting by Natalie, and we have making greeting cards. Wow, that's a special one, Joyce. And Holda is saying studying languages, signals, and codes. Oh, I love studying languages. Thank you for saying that, Holda. I'm going to show you something about languages, just about that. Okay, so let's think of a plan. Now, here's a rocket science plan, what you can do when you want to get to something that you really like and make money out of it. Look at this two-step plan. I really had hard thinking about this. Think of something you really like to do, like the ones you said now. Find out how to get involved and make money from it. Really hard to implement, right? That's a really, tough plan. 2 steps, very hard to think about. That slide was very hard to make. What I'm saying here is that this is the whole plan. It's really the whole plan. And I'm going to show you different ways to do that. Before I'm going to those, I want you, Hulda is giving me the icon, thank you. So before I'm going to show you the different ways for that and what's the wonderful things that we can do, I want one, perhaps two volunteers, depends on the time, and we'll do kind of a mini coaching session of understanding what you can do to reach, to do something that you love and making money out of it. So who would like to volunteer? You can just turn on your microphone and jump in. That's okay. We're not like 2,000 people here. Who else is here? Okay, let me check. Let me choose. Okay, Hulda, would you like to go?
Sure. Why not?
Thank you. Thank you for, I'm sorry for
microphone.
picking on you. I hope it's okay.
No, that's fine. I'm sure.
Great.
I think it was Natalie who really wanted to go, but that's okay. I'll do it.
We can go with Natalie as well
No,
afterwards.
I'm good.
Natalie, you're next. We have time. We have time until Limor
She can
stops me. We
speak
got
for
like
herself.
5 hours
That's
now.
okay.
It's fine. Okay, so tell me, yes, what is your love? What do you want to do?
So I would love to spend my time learning languages or studying the nuances in a language. You know, I'm not sure how that applies to
Okay.
the work world, but as far as what I would love to do during the day, that I could spend every day doing that all day.
What signals and codes, by the way?
So I guess I think of it kind of as similar to languages too. It's just another way of like using symbols to represent ideas in using
Like
symbols
sign
in
language
systems.
or
Sign language
graphics?
would be an example, or
Okay.
like using flags to communicate over distances, or hieroglyphics, or basically using symbols to communicate ideas, either physically or in kind of a written form as well. So.
Okay. And if you might share, and you don't have to completely maybe just say in general, or how much detail you want to go with what you do today?
Today, I work as a sales engineer in the wastewater industry.
Okay. Okay. And this is something just life led you to. It's not something that you're passionate just as studying languages and the signaling codes that you mentioned.
Right. I do have an international component, so I work on the international sales group. So at least in that sense, I get exposure to languages, but it's not the focus of my day.
Okay, I understand. So you made the first step of the rocket science plan I gave of think something you really like to do. You made it very, very well. So you know what you want to do, and that's already a good step. The thing is how to get involved and make money from it. There are a few ways I can suggest here, and we'll get to them later on, but I'm going to say it now anyway. One of those would be writing content about those things. So let's say you find a website talking about ancient Egypt or of a museum, and you start writing for them, and they pay you for that. Not only they pay you for that, you are also getting known to be the expert in that because you're writing the content, you have your bio under there, and then you send people to wherever you want on your website or your product or your whatever. Okay. But this is how you start to get involved. It's important to say that it doesn't happen in a day. Okay, we're talking about a process here, but a brick by a brick by a brick by a brick, you can get to do more things of the things that you like and love. It might be that you get to 100% of it. It might be that you get 50% of the time that you can with it, but at least you're becoming closer to the things that you love in life. And as I showed you, as I said at the beginning, our dreams are our most important things. Our professional lives are important, but they're one component in our lives. Okay. Natalie, would you like to go next?
Sure.
I don't know what you wrote. Let me see if you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Acting.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, what do you do, and what's your acting or acting experience or no experience? Where is this coming from?
Right now I work in HR, so I'm an benefits analyst, and I've wanted to be an actress since I was about 8, and I just never had the guts to go after it. I've just always done classes or like acting through my church, but
Okay.
never professionally. So I'd like to take that leap and do it professionally.
Okay. What's professionally for you? What did that mean? So being on Broadway, maybe it's not. It just first thing comes to mind.
Professionally means it's no longer a hobby, but it's actually a means of income.
Okay. And I'll ask another question. Is this about the size of audience, or is this more about, hey, I'm acting?
Hey, I'm acting.
Okay. Interesting. So a few things I can think of, and again, you'll see the examples coming up later on, so we can think of more angles to that. But except of writing content that I offered to Hulda about this, and it's not about acting, but it's getting into the world of acting, and one thing leads to another, and you're writing about actors, and then people approach you, and then you're talking to the right person, and then you get to that. And from the few sentences and things that you told me, you already said that you're doing something with your church. So I've learned, and we live in a world that it's less of diploma oriented, it gets less and less, and more of experience oriented. So the things that we do are the things that we are held accountable for, and this is what people see. This is what attracts people to us because of the things that we do. So even if you have, some about acting, and you can start your own group of acting and lead others, then you can start from there. You're already not at the bottom, and you're stepping to the next stage of just moving you forward towards what you want to do, and not only at your per se professional career right now, the HR.
Yeah.
Does that help somehow?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear. It's really a mini coaching session. Okay, it's not like we can dive into and explore all options, but I'm trying to give her some kind of an overview and ideas. Limo, do we have anything from LinkedIn?
No, I don't see anyone jumping there and volunteering, although I'd love to see some.
Okay, if anyone on LinkedIn want to write what they do and can propose something from there, why not? Just write it, because we can put them here, right? On live on the Zoom. There's no way to do that.
No, unless they join the Zoom, there's no way to do that.
This is Lisa. I just joined from LinkedIn.
Welcome.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Yeah.
LinkedIn has one less user. Okay. Yes, Lisa, go ahead.
By professional, I'm a software engineer, and I love what I do, but I also have this side of me. I really love sewing, and so I do some amateur fashion design on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the fact that I can make it almost anything that people send in my way, and I always get the request that, can you do this for my baby shower, or just a bridal gift, or people always encourage me to make a wedding dress.
Okay.
But I make it on demand, and I have a hard time selling it, and I don't know how to get myself out there. I don't know how to make it a streamline for myself to, maybe one day that I can step out of being a software engineer, because I've been in this for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to do something new and different.
Okay, and you're saying that still people are approaching you, but you still don't feel let's say the fulfillment just by those little jobs that you do for people.
Yeah, more like I don't know how can I turn this into a full-time job. But I also see a lot of people out there, they just start with a little sewing machine and they get themselves out there and the business. And I guess on the financial secure side, I admire people who do so, but I don't know how to approach it.
Okay, I understand. Hold on, I want to look at what Tommy is saying, and then I'm going to answer your question, okay? Okay. Tammy is saying, standing for equity, one customer at a time. I'm a former video editor, ex-graphic designer. I want to transition into content creation for myself. Okay, thank you, Tammy, for sharing. Got that. I just didn't want to lose that post. Okay, so you're saying sewing is your thing. Is it necessarily working with the hands and creating the thing, or also kind of, learning about new things there, new techniques, teaching people how to do that, things like that?
Both, definitely both. And I think wanting to create, I live in a neighborhood, nothing but kids. And I have been wanting to have a creative space in my neighborhood, find a shop, but it's just, as you know, like software engineering professional is such a stable job, and I don't know how to jump out the circle to take the leap of faith of myself.
I understand. Okay, I got some idea for you. Let me leave it to the end, okay? Because it's part of what I'm going through, the part of the slides. It might sound a little radical, but let's go with it. Doesn't mean that you have to listen to me, but it's an idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to continue. We have 3 people and we still have a little bit less than half an hour, so let's do that. So literally, you can make money today from almost anything you love to do. The world is at the tip of your hands, the tip of your fingers, sorry. Okay? There are really so many opportunities out there today, and this is what the next slides are going to be about, all those opportunities related to languages, related to sewing, related to a career change. I'll show you all those. Some of them I assume you know, some of them maybe you know less, but that might spark more ideas for you to explore and really find that match of, this is what I love to do, I want to live off that. So here are some examples. So I said before, writing content. This is what I suggested to Holda and Natalie, I believe. You can teach people whatever your passion is. So what I told Natalie about not only acting, but also teaching or creating a group, that's also keeps you at the world of acting. Build a product or a service of your own. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Maintain a site of your favorite topic. Okay, so let's say that Lisa has a sewing website, okay, where she teaches people all kinds of stuff, and I'll show you where you can find those things. And also being an employee in something that you love. It's also okay to be an employee and not only be for yourself. I'm an entrepreneur and this is the lifestyle that's good for myself. It doesn't mean that it's good for everybody. And it's also, you can combine both. So as example, what Lisa said with remaining an employee and maybe do other things, that's possible. Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to comment, just a quick comment that we also need to differentiate between like being a nomad, right, versus living in you kind of go around the world, and some people really like that lifestyle, and that's totally doable today, even as an employee. I've managed nomads, and it's exciting that it is possible today.
It is very much possible today. there's so much happening around it being a digital nomad these days. I'm going to speak at a conference in the summer in Bulgaria about finances and being a digital nomad. But there are endless conferences and events around this. Explore, just go on Google, search for digital nomads. You'll find endless information there. It's definitely, I have another talk called seven types of flexibility, which all are coming from working remotely, things that you can do because you're working remotely. It's another talk, but you get so many benefits just from that. Some of these things that you'll see here, actually all things that you see here are remote. So first of all, teaching.
Sorry to stop you
Yes.
again, just to share that on LinkedIn Live. I mean, there's some discussion about Etsy versus Shopify. What is better? So I just wanted to kind of I think that's going back to what Lisa shared.
Exactly.
About creating things that you can sell online.
Lisa, can you write if you just thought about that on the chat? Yes, no, if you haven't heard, I don't know.
Shopify and Etsy, I actually have never have a shop out there. I opened a shop, but I never really engaged it.
Or did anything with it.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so just the platform, but not more than that. Got it. Interesting. Okay, I'll show you some things. Okay, so we have teaching. Now I give here two examples. One is OutSchool. My daughter used to use that. This is for teaching kids all kinds of things. She went to Spanish lessons through that. She had a class about dinosaurs through OutSchool, but there are really a lot of things there. You can teach math. You can teach about dinosaurs. If you look here, reading, phonics, and literature, and what do we have here? Yoga fitness. You want to teach yoga? You can teach yoga for kids. So OutSchool is for kids. That's one thing you can do. Another example, but this is for teaching grown-ups. That's Skillshare, Skillshare.com. If you look at the topics here on the side, I can barely read that, excuse me. Fine art, film and video, music, you can teach all these, your passion, the things that you like. Lisa, for you, sewing, maybe check over there if there are people who are doing sewing classes, teach people, share your passion with them. That's something you can try right away. So you don't have the platform on Etsy, but here you already have the people who are looking for different classes. If there are people who are doing sewing classes, there's probably maybe room for one more teacher. Maybe you can get a different angle there and what's on that platform. These two are two examples of platforms. There are many, many others for different things. And there are also different platforms for specifics. So I don't remember the name now, but I know that there is one for yoga teachers. So only yoga teachers, that's what you look for there. It's not all these kind of topics. So you can find many, many examples. So this is about teaching, teach children and adults. Teaching languages. Who told me about languages? Was that you, Holda? Sorry. Yeah, thank you. So this is about teaching languages, not so much about learning languages. My daughter here now learns Spanish. I used to learn Arabic and Chinese, and my wife is using this for learning Spanish. Wonderful place to find teachers. Also wonderful place to teach languages. All of us speak here at least one language, which has a demand. Okay, you look there and you'll see, and I'll show you here on the next slide. You'll see Mr. Eli Ovadia, and I took Hebrew here as an example because I gave this talk also to other Israelis. There are 69 teachers here, okay, teaching Hebrew. Hebrew is not such a huge language. It's about 10 million people speaking this around the world. There's still demand for this, okay? This one, Solène, I hope I pronounced it right, she teaches French, and there are 1,200 and something teachers there. So, okay, more competition there, but you can see
the name of the website or the platform?
italki.com.
Oh, italki,
italki.com, right?
Got it.
There is another one called Preply, but I don't remember how that is spelled. You need to look it up. And there are probably several others. But when you're going to this platform and kind of researching about your language, you probably can't also start, with the highest rate, but you can, make progress in getting more reviews and getting over there. I see Mr. Eli Ovadia made 1,678 lessons, and Solan here made in January 160 lessons. So you know that there is a market for this price. It happens. You can go there and start building your profile there and teach people and enjoy the joy of languages. Okay, that's one way of doing that. Must say, you're probably not gonna retire on this, but if you're combining this with another job, maybe you can reduce the time of your job and then do this more. You need to find a balance, and maybe then there will be something else that you can teach more or learn another language, or being a digital nomad and going to Korea and start learning a language there. You can do that because with this, with italki, you're remote. You can go whenever, wherever, and learn a language at where people are actually speaking this. Provide a service. Upwork, that's a very famous platform. Another famous one is Fiverr. This platform really has endless of people offering different services. And I'm talking about programming and marketing and customer service. And I said content writing. I hold two websites in yes, and customer service. And I got some feedback here. Okay, so we have, I have a few content websites. I'm going to speak about those in a few minutes. And I'm looking for content writers on different niches, on different things. And I found them there on Upwork. So if you want who was that? Again, languages, I think. Anyway, it was something about hieroglyphics. You can do that here. Maybe you can register here as a service provider for writing content about X, and people will pay you for this, and you'll get the bio, and this is how you start building your credibility. And the most important things, you are in connection with the things that you like. It's part of your life. It's not a dream that it's somewhere, I'll get this someday, I'll do this someday. It's not someday. It's supposed to be today. Enjoy your life, the things that you do. So that's Upwork.com. There are several others, really a lot of others. There are also, again, specific ones for coding. There's freelancer.com. There are many others. Here's something that is called Build in Public. And I'm bringing this here because this is about building a service or something of your own. Many people thinking about building a service as something that you build, and after 2 years that you worked hard to do that, you come out to the world and ta-da, all those 1,000 people just knocking at your door and giving you their money and you live off of it. It usually doesn't happen this way. And a better way to approach that and do that is by building in public, which means it's open. That's not supposed to be open construction. It's a problem here with the translation that I made because I used Google Translate, forgot to fix it. Apologize about this. Basically, it's taking what you're doing and talking about this openly online. Look at this example. Before the examples, let's see what it gives you. So first of all, it lets you exploring ideas. Is what I'm thinking about and want to make really resonates with people. People really understand that and want that. It builds a community around the product or your service. And it's also building the branding for you. Look at the example here with all the lettuce. So this is an example of a farm. They have kind of, boxes that they send once a week or once a month to people. They celebrated, they have a new subscriber. Hooray, Andy just joined. And then they're saying this is from Twitter. They're sharing what they love, what they're passionate about. All other green people out there who resonates with this message will likely follow them and maybe buy from them. Okay, that's part of their branding. That's something that they want to do, but that's building public. They're not hiding this, that they have a new subscriber, even if it's just $10 a month, okay? Here's another guy, that's Reza Kabiri, and he's talking openly that he made $1,800 monthly, and he's saying that next month he's going to do 3,000. He's talking about his plans, he's sharing about his business. He doesn't mind because he gets the support of the community knowing what he does. They want to know what he does, and they'll connect to his message and his personality. That's building public. We have some comment here, let me check. I am sharing the screen. Yes. If one who asked. Okay. Here's my example of building in public. So I have one online course called How to Achieve the Perfect Life Finance Balance for Remote Workers. And this is something that I, for a while, built in public. And I shared every time. This is I gave it at really a very affordable price. It was $3 a month. And that was celebrating that I have a new subscriber, because I wanted to go out there and resonate with my audience and people that like what I do. The other two examples that you see with flags, my passion is travel and finance, and I want to help more families travel, but in a financial responsible ways. So for the parents, I give them, you see this French flag, where they can say what's their budget for going to France for their vacation. And whenever they get to a milestone, and this is divided into 10, they color one stripe. And they put this on print and put it on the refrigerator. When they get to 10 stripes, ta-da, we have enough money to go to France. With the kids, it's a countdown timer where it's 30 days before. That's the Greek flag. So 30 days before they go to Greece, the kids color every day, one stripe, until we have the Greek flag and we're going to Greece. This kind of achieves both things of being responsible for your finances and also getting the conversation going and excitement going for the trip. I have any of those, but again, I did this with Build in Public. Today is India's Independence Day, so here's India's flag. And today is this day, so we're doing this flag. And this is how I created many other flags. This is another example of Build in Public, and it's an example of building your own service or product. Here's another example, and this is for investing or buying digital websites or assets that already exist. And there are different marketplaces where you see here on different topics. The three examples that I give here, but there are more, are Empire Flippers, Flippa, and Motion Invest. All of them is .com. So empireflippers.com, flippa.com, motioninvest.com. Here you see the marketplace screenshot of Empire Flippers, and you see that they have different websites of different topics. And again, think topic, think passion, think the things that you like. You like art, you got a website that is about art. This one is cost $58,000 and making $1,600 a month. You like do-it-yourself, you got here home equipment for sale, $49,000. You want something cheaper, you got jewelry. Somebody likes jewelry, $18,000, sorry. Okay. I have a whole workshop of how to find those websites. Okay, it's just the tip of the iceberg here. I'll show you more examples, but it can be from $0 to several millions a website. It depends how much it makes. I apologize of the noise. Have a look here of more examples. So hobbies. Oh, this one's pending sold, but again, it's a screenshot. 48,000. I didn't look what exactly is the kind of hobby, but if you find a website about sewing, maybe it's a good thing to start live off of that. It's an income, and you can grow that website with your passion, something that you love to do. So you got this as jumping into your passion and that being part of your life and making an income out of it. Here's an example of a soothe your feet. Okay, that was sold for $13,000, and that made $402 a month on average. I can't go into all the details here, but this is another example. So if you like massage or relaxation, yoga, different kind of oils, maybe that is something that you like to do and want to show others how to do right and help people with their lives to have meaning, just like people said in the beginning. That's maybe your way of doing that. And here's another example. I'll just show one more here. Reviews Radar. This one was about gardening. You see, this is much cheaper, $4,000. Although it's a bid, so it probably didn't close at this price. Anyway, you like gardening? Here's another way. There is something about Brazil. You're Brazilian and want to show how wonderful your country is. Here's another way. So endless ways of you to find your passion wherever is out there and really live off it, making it into an income stream. Here's another example, amazing in my opinion. This is someone who sells planting subscription or trees subscription. So he has partners around the world where he sends them money and they plant trees around the world. His clients paying them a monthly subscription, a monthly fee, and half of that or whatever percent out of that he sends to his partners. So trees will be planted basically, okay? And it's important for them because they're green people or because they fly a lot and they want to offset the emission or whatever the reason is. And there were even tiers at that website. I was looking at buying that website, which I didn't succeed, but it was making money. You see, it had $440 revenue last month, okay? And I don't know why it says here 280 revenue last month. It's supposed to be profit. I'm not sure, maybe it's a mistake here. But it made it the last 12 months, $4,000. Okay, it's example from a couple of months ago, so it's already sold. But again, somebody's passion, your passion is helping the planet. Here's a way to help the planet. Your passion and making an income out of it. And the last example, and this is the, I'd say even classic being a digital nomad, is working remotely for a company. I myself am an entrepreneur and have my own financial coaching business. My wife is working for a company. We're all remote first. They don't have offices. There are websites today that just show remote jobs, like the ones I show here, Remote.io and Remote OK, and there are many, many others. LinkedIn, the number of jobs on LinkedIn for remote has grown since the start of the pandemic in almost 1,000%. Companies understand that people want to work remote. I think there would not be back to the office anymore. People have seen how much that improves their quality of life. And you see that with the stats that LinkedIn published. There are really a lot of options out there. So if you want to go into programming, if you want to do marketing for a specific company, if you want to be a customer success, whatever, you can search on those websites. And you know what? It's not limited to where you live in. The whole world is just open for you. So wait, we have another. Also Power to Fly. Oh, I didn't know. Go ahead, Limo.
Yeah, Power to Fly actually was several years ago was relatively, you know, one of the few websites that offered remote jobs. And now, as you mentioned, right, everyone is going to remote. Remote is quite, you know, the status quo. Companies that don't offer remote work will probably suffer from attrition. So definitely, Power to Fly has a lot of remote jobs. Check it out. If you're interested to work from home, probably you can find job in pretty much almost any industry.
I change in remote from home to work from home to work from anywhere you want. Okay, so I have something for you. Before I go to that, power2fly.com/jobs. Thank you, Limo. So I'm giving these talks in different organizations. So if any organization that you are part of want to hear this talk, please talk to me. Also, these talks come from what people are asking me to talk about, so I can be more relevant for you. So please write now at the chat of other things that you'd like me to bring to you and talk about. Maybe then we can talk with Limo to come again for another talk. And while you write this, I also want to offer you basically what I did here with you wonderful people, how to turn your passion into an income stream, a career coaching session, really affordable price. You can find that in that link here. I made it really as short as I can at it's not Bitly. It's not bitly.com, it's bit.li, and then it's passion into income.
Do you have the URL you can paste on the chat?
I actually can I can just go and copy this. You'll see my
Yeah, if you
notes.
can.
My notes are in Hebrew, so if any of you can write this, you can read this, go ahead. Here's my
Excellent.
here's my where you can find this. You can find all the details here. And one more thing is that if you want to be in touch, I'll show you all the ways that you can get in touch with me. And Limor, you said that you can also send that link afterwards, and also the contact details. So you see, I have my website.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So that's
Yeah,
freefinancialself.com. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I can also share the slides if you want to share the slides with the audience. You can send me the link, and I will share the slides.
Sure, I'll do that. So these are all the my contact details: freefinancialself.com, my email, shlomo@freefinancialself.com. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, freefinancialself_SF. By the way, on Twitter, I'm very much building public. So if you want to see a lot of examples about this and what I'm working on, you can find that here. We can find that there. On LinkedIn, it's my name. Facebook, it's my name. And the coaching I mentioned, it's the same URL. And we have a few more minutes. We had lots of questions. So, or if you want to ask now in chat, or go ahead.
Yeah, maybe the people who are here, if you have any question, please ask Shlomo. That's your chance. And while we wait, maybe Shlomo, maybe you can answer one of the pre-submitted questions.
Go ahead. I just don't remember them, so you have to repeat and just choose any.
Yeah. You are absolutely right. Let me go there. How long does it take to get into the industry? Well, it depends which industry.
Yes.
Let me see. Just a second. The questions you sent are not really relevant. I think one of the questions was about creating to turn a hobby or interest into a career without money. How do you get started when you don't have any money?
So I think that the best way to do that, it depends how you want to go about this. For if the money issue is the first thing, then the easiest way I know of how to start working remote and make some money is going with teaching a language. Okay, you speak something, somebody wants to learn that, and on those platforms are really lots of random languages that I've never heard of, but people still want to learn them. Okay, there is really room for everything. Except of that, it's becoming a content writer on your niche and what you want to be known about, and start writing about this. It takes time building your own audience and expertise and website, but you can make that shorter and amplify this by writing for someone else, getting your bio there, getting the links from there, being perceived as an expert, and grow from there. And also, except of being known, they will also pay for you to write that content. So I think that's the best way, at least that I know of. Question from Tammy.
Thank you, Shlomo. Yeah, we have a question from LinkedIn.
How long did it take you build your system? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Tammy. You have to clarify this. What kind of system? Anything else meanwhile, Limo? We'll get another question, then we'll get back to Tammy.
Yeah, I think there was a question about content creation. So someone shared that they are a student.
Yep.
He's a student. He has a lot of content. You know, he has a podcast and so forth. And I think he wasn't sure how to basically monetize that. And he ended up procrastinating a lot.
So I see there is really a lot of people are now called creators when they create something even really small and they want to make a living out of it, and live by their passion. There are a lot of different coaching groups for building your thing and then launching it, and basically going a cohort base on those things. So I recommend maybe joining one of those. Gumroad, which is a platform, and not Gumroad. What was that? Hypefurry, which is a platform for auto tweeting, had such a cohort about a month ago, a little less, which I saw, and people got sales from there. So that's one example, but there are many others. So a way to stop procrastinating and be more clear about your next steps, maybe that will be the next thing to do. Find one of those cohorts, join them. Many times they're free because the companies like Hypefurry want to promote their own platform. So they do that. They help people create sales. They see how wonderful Hypefurry is, and then they also subscribe to Hypefurry and pay them. But it's still helpful because you have a group, you have a support. So try that.
Thank you so much. We are about to end, so we're actually
Sure.
1 minute over. So thank you so much for being here with us on the weekend, and thanks everyone who joined, both on social media and here on the Zoom. Really appreciate your time, and I'm hoping that it was beneficial for you.
Thank you very much, everybody. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for hosting, Limor.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Bye-bye.